Hi everyone. Once again, welcome to the session here with PundiX. We were here in Consensus during summertime. During summer, the whole environment was very different from now. And I think one of the key important things that our company has always been trying to do is real-world implementation. So what we have been encouraging or promoting is how to get real crypto implementation in the real world. So my name is Zac Cheah. I'm the CEO and co-founder of PundiX. So just out of curiosity, I'm wondering how many of you have heard of PundiX? Okay, yeah, that's good. So PundiX is actually a company that pivoted into a blockchain. So before we went into blockchain, we are called Pundi. So the word Pundi actually means a wallet in Javanese. So as then you will know that we are actually very active in Indonesia. And Pundi is actually a wallet app in Indonesia. It's actually a fintech payment application in Indonesia. So we grew quite a bit in Indonesia, and if you are in Jakarta, you will see a lot of like payment application using Pundi. So sometime last year, we asked ourselves, how can we actually get more people to be on the blockchain and also the payment ecosystem? So one very interesting fact about Indonesia is that it's actually the fourth biggest population by country population. But the interesting thing is that only 30% of the people in Indonesia actually have a bank account. So there are more than 200 banks in Indonesia, but the reality is that there are only less than 30% of people who has bank account. And to make it more interesting, there's only 10% of people who has bank cards. So we keep asking ourselves, how can we change this scenario? And how can we get people to get on board, not just for fintech, but also for blockchain? So in summertime, during Consensus New York, we actually went around Midtown Manhattan and started asking people, do you guys know about Bitcoin? Obviously, the answer is yes. So do you have Bitcoin? So we asked a lot of bankers, a lot of stock traders, and interestingly, many of them actually do not own Bitcoin. And statistically, only 1% of the population owns a Bitcoin. So our agenda, PundiX agenda, is actually to get more people to own Bitcoin, whether it's in developing market or developed market, and also to give an opportunity for cryptocurrency holders like all of us here to have an avenue to spend your cryptocurrency. Hence, we created PundiX. So as of now, we are a top 50 market cap token. Our liquidity is about top 30 globally. And then we actually did our ICO in 21st of January this year. So as you all know, that was the peak of the price. So I think we were very lucky that we did our ICO during that time. We were very fully subscribed, so much so that we had to limit our participation. So we raised 35 million in 90 minutes, and then we closed on 21st of January. So from then to now, we have expanded from our home market in Indonesia to 7 locations globally. And our main objective is to have more than 100,000 point of sales, which is the product that we pitched during ICO. More than 100,000 point of sales by the year 2021. Really to get regular people to step into the store near their house to acquire their first cryptocurrency. So how do you acquire the cryptocurrency? So you can either use the PundiX Pass card, either our own branded card or our partner's card, to just tap onto the XPOS, which we have it here. So this is the XPOS. So it's very similar to a regular point of sales, EDC machine. So what you do is that you just tap on it, and then you purchase your first cryptocurrency. Or you use cryptocurrency that you already have to tap on it and to buy daily items. So really to use cryptocurrency to spend on your daily lives. So right now we have, our target is to reach at least 100K by 2021, and we are well ahead of schedule. When we roll out this device, we try to look around in the market to see if someone are offering something similar. And we realize that we are actually the first crypto point of sales device in the market right now. So this is Pundi XPOS. So you can buy cryptocurrency using your existing other crypto, or you can use a bank card or a fiat to buy. You can acquire using a card, or you can use a different wallet apps that is supported by us. For example, our X wallet. And every time you do a purchase, you get a receipt, and then there you have all the details that you want. So through the XPOS device, we have entered into different partnerships. This is one of the live devices that we have. So I just want to bring everyone and show everyone that what are the markets that we are attacking, and what are the people that are using our XPOS device. So what we did was that we actually created different crypto streets in different parts of the world. So for example, the recent crypto street that we created is in Singapore. It's in the Duxton area. So if you actually visit the Duxton area, you will realize that a lot of merchants actually accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment. So our objective is to go to different places and create different crypto adoption in different markets. So this is one. And the second one that you saw just now is an event. It's a concert called Ultra. So it's the biggest EDM music festival. And then this year was the first year that Ultra went to Taiwan. So in the event in EDM with more than 30,000 participants for over 2 days. So the Ultra event in Taiwan this year was like raining heavily. Like the whole 2 days was raining heavily. And apart from that, people actually use cryptocurrency to spend. So every single payment that people use to buy drinks or buy food through that 2 days were actually fully using cryptocurrency powered by our XPOS. We believe that it's actually the first big-scale event, a big-scale concert that uses cryptocurrency as a form of payment. So we're actually targeting different markets and trying to get adoption globally. So next thing is that, yes, blockchain adoption is critical for a lot of concerts, and also high-end retail. But we also realized that a big adoption that we can do is on the social impact market. So what we did was that we partnered with a company called Hara, which addresses a lot of farming needs in Indonesia. So what happens is that the Hara card can use XPOS to actually do daily purchases for their farming needs. So they can be paid in through the Hara ecosystem, and using the Hara ecosystem, they can then get other basic necessities through the Hara ecosystem. So we are actually partnering with Hara to provide the backbone for the payment. So let me just share with you the video. And not just partnering companies, we are also partnering with cities. So one of the first that we have announced is actually a partnership with Dubai. So Dubai's credit bureau, M-Credit, wants to allow people in Dubai to pay using their own powered token. So what we have signed with M-Credit together with eBook is to actually make this a reality. So we hope that in the future, through this partnership, M-Credit can actually receive payment through the XPOS device, whether it's paying utility bills or paying water bills, or essentially doing a lot of stuff in the market. So we realize that there are several governments that are very supportive of this movement. So one of them is actually Dubai, and another one is Singapore. So what we do is that in a way we go all over the world to look for companies and also governments who wants to put blockchain into use. Okay, so next I want to move the focus slightly to a different topic. So many of us have mentioned that one of the key things for cryptocurrency is adoption beyond trading. This is one part. The other part is that we talk about usage on the dApps level. But the reality is that the usage of decentralized apps today, it's actually appalling. If you look at if you go to AppRadar or any dApps tracking website, you will realize that the most used dApps for the past 24 hours actually has less than 1,000 users, right? Yeah, so I see some people smiling. So that's the reality right now. So whether it's a decentralized exchange, whether it's decentralized games, you have less than 1,000 daily active users. And to make things worse, the user experience is actually very far off from the real native apps ecosystem. So I come from the HTML5 web app market with W3C. So that was also a reality that we had to tackle. How web apps were not performing as well as native apps. And I think the whole market is replaying itself again with dApps and also native apps. I mean, if you look at the best native apps today, it's easily over 1 billion daily active users, and there are really a lot of them. So I mean, if you take any apps on the Google Store or iOS Store and compare it to the dApps today, how far are dApps with the native apps? I think the answer is very far. So how do we change this? I think one way to change it is actually to leverage on the existing apps that we have. What if we can actually bring the existing apps on Google Play to dApps? Wouldn't that be perfect? Wouldn't that be great if you, as a developer, can actually bring your best games, RPG games, from a centralized environment on the Google Play into a decentralized environment on the dApp Store? So when I talk about decentralizing an app, for example, the game that you build, I'm talking about decentralizing everything. Decentralizing the transmission protocol, decentralizing the image assets, decentralizing game storage. Essentially, everything that you can imagine can be decentralized. And you can even do it by maintaining the speed and the user experience of a native app. In other words, we can actually bring apps like Facebook, Uber, Airbnb to the dApps environment without rebuilding everything or without sacrificing the experience. Of course, the challenge is actually to convince the app developer to do the switch. This is one, and also to convince the developer that the blockchain market actually has enough user base to sustain the interest. So what PundiX did was to build a blockchain XPOS, which is the first in the world. And then we asked ourselves, can we actually build other hardware solutions to actually cater for the bigger market, for especially the dApps market? Hence, we have very recently, in October, during the World IMF Week in Bali, announced that we will build an ecosystem called FunctionX. So let me just explain a little bit what FunctionX is. So FunctionX consists of 5 elements. One is the operating system. The second one is FXTP, which is FunctionX Transmission Protocol. The third one is FunctionX Blockchain, and we have IPFS, which is a decentralized storage system, and last but not least, a Docker system. So these are the building blocks of FunctionX. So I will try to explain this thing one by one. So let's start out with FunctionX Blockchain. Currently, there are blockchains that have thousands of nodes, because for a blockchain to really be very high speed, very high throughput, you need the software and the hardware. You need excellent software, but you also need a lot of nodes to support the speed of the blockchain. So the advantage that PundiX has is that we have over 5,000 nodes deployed all over the world already. So when we say that we have over 5,000 potential nodes deployed, what does it mean? It means that our XPOS, our X point of sales payment device, is actually a node in the making. It's actually a potential node to be powered up. So we feel that a blockchain needs to have both superior software and also superior hardware capability. And I think we are actually tackling the equation from another angle, which is solving this hardware equation first and looking at the software at the same time. So this is the FunctionX blockchain. Okay, so there are 5 elements to the FunctionX protocol ecosystem, and we would like to explain it through a hardware that is being powered by our FunctionX protocol and ecosystem called the XPhone. So the XPhone is a blockchain phone. So I have a question for everyone. When I say a blockchain phone, what comes to mind? Like, what kind of functionality do you think a blockchain phone should have? Speed, okay. Security, yeah. So if you have speed and security, what differentiate a blockchain phone from a high-end Android mobile phone? How do we qualify ourselves as a blockchain phone? Or how does anyone qualify their product as a blockchain phone? What are the blockchain elements that a phone should have?
No centralized operating system. A wallet.
No centralized operating system.
A wallet.
A wallet, yes.
It would have to function as a node. Right?
It would have to function as a node, yes. What else?
Free of censorship.
Free of censorship, very good. So I think all of you raised very good ideas. Security, wallet, nodes, and without censorship. So there are blockchain phones that are in the making today. We don't know how they will be, but let me share with you what XPhone is. So XPhone is everything that you guys just mentioned, but more than that. Okay, so first off, we want it to be free of censorship, and we want it to be secure. So how do we do it? Today's browsing experience is actually using HTTP protocol. So when you use a HTTP protocol, you are actually answering or beholden to an autonomous system. So your HTTP protocol, how you decrypt the HTTP protocol is through a centralized server that your ISP provides to you. So what it means is that when you browse your HTTP website, you are actually, you need to get permission from the ISP. So if the ISP, for some reason, says that, hey, this server or this computer cannot browse the internet, you are basically shut off of the internet. So what we want to do for that particular aspect is to use our new protocol called FunctionX transmission protocol. When we say our protocol, it's actually an open source protocol whereby the packets that you actually browse, when you browse a web page, you are essentially accessing the packets. So the packets actually traverse through the internet using a consensus algorithm. So say, for example, if I'm browsing a FXTP google.com, so my packet with the Google content actually goes through the consensus network. So it could be going through a network in New York, it could be going through a network in Sweden, etc. So they are fully decentralized. So that is using our transmission protocol called FXTP. So in essence, no carrier or no organization can actually say no to your transmission. So long that you plug into the blockchain, you can transfer data however you like. So we actually took all this thing and put it into the XPhone. So what we want to do is actually to show you guys how XPhone works, and so through the process of powering out XPhone, and explain to you why it's a fully decentralized phone. So when we say it's a fully decentralized phone, anything, whether you are making a phone call, whether you are sending your SMS, or even when you make a phone call to your friend, everything is actually decentralized. Even the app that you download from XPhone Play Store is actually decentralized, which means that your code is actually stored in IPFS, your database is actually stored on IPFS, your code is actually stored on the Docker. So anything that you do is decentralized, which means that if you publish an app and you disconnect yourself from the blockchain, your app still exists on the blockchain, because bits and pieces of your app is actually being stored in different nodes throughout the world. And only you have the capability to decrypt phone calls because your phone call is encrypted by your own private key. So let me just bring you through the steps that we will do to power up the XPhone. You have the XPhone? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, from registration. So, okay. So there's no camera, so I'll just try to show it from here. Yeah. So this is the first image of the XPhone. Yeah. So once you start, we will choose a Wi-Fi connection. So the Wi-Fi connection is to allow you to have a data connection because you need data connection to connect to the blockchain. But after you connect, you don't need a mobile carrier to make your phone call because the next phone call that you make using XPhone, you will go through the blockchain free of mobile carrier, which means that you don't pay mobile carrier fees. So let's connect to a Wi-Fi network. Okay, let's go into consensus, the Wi-Fi by consensus. Okay, so the phone has searched and it has found 3 nodes. So there are 3 FunctionX nodes in the surrounding. So we will connect, and then you get a warning that you're sharing your location. Yeah. So after you connect to the nodes, and after you finish registering this XPhone also functions as a node. So next time, the next XPhone that wants to connect to the blockchain network will then reach out to the nodes in its surrounding. So if your XPhone is in the surrounding of the next person that wants to power up the XPhone, then that person has to connect to the nodes because you have to connect to a number of nodes and also to get a number of security in order to enter the blockchain. I mean, to enter the matrix, if I may, yeah. Okay, so after you connect to the blockchain, you want to create an identity. So before you create an identity in the network, you would need to secure your own XPhone. So what better way to secure the XPhone through a 24-seed key? So this is also a hardware wallet. But it's more than a hardware wallet. And the reason for the 24-seed key is that you will be able to secure your data the next time when you make a phone call or send SMS. So there's 24-seed key. Can someone help to take a, yeah. Is it? Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so obviously don't write it down, don't take a photo, okay? Okay, so then we verify the recovery seed, okay? So recovery seed 1.
Left.
Left, okay, so as you can see, that's the recovery seed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very similar to the regular hardware wallet, yeah. Okay. Number 5.
Donate.
Donate. Okay. Okay. Number 6.
Flush.
Flush.
Need to show the.
Okay. So I have verified that I remember my secret key. Okay. So after creating the secret key and remembering the secret key, the next thing that we need to do is to give yourself a unique identity. Okay, so I forgot to show the slide. So what Pecco did is that she fired up the Explorer. So when I am part of the blockchain, my node, me as a node, will be shown in the Explorer. And everything that we will do or is doing will be shown in the transaction. So if you make a call, then you will see the transaction being recorded on the call, right? So once we finish setting up our identity, you will see that an identity will be created and it will be recorded on the block. Yeah. So, so we need to create a node name. So essentially, the node name will be the name that people or bots or services will identify you. Okay. So does anyone want to help me create the node name for the first XPhone powered in US?
Sure.
Yeah. What's your name, sir?
My name is Jiskar Freeman.
Freeman. So can I write Freeman?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I need to refresh. Okay, so the next time when people want to call Freeman, what the other XPhone will do is call.freeman. To mail Freeman, mail.freeman, etc. Okay. So the XPhone has been activated. Okay, so this is the screen. So as you can see, the phone is actually very similar to a regular mobile phone. But this is what we call the blockchain mode. So anything that you do on the blockchain mode goes through the block, whether it's a call or whether it's messaging. But you do miss your traditional apps, right? So what you do is that you switch back to the traditional apps. So you still get the regular apps, Facebook, whatever, on the traditional mode. So it's basically seamless switching. Okay? So this is how we define XPhone. So actually, it's also the first time that we showcase outside of Asia. So, ladies and gentlemen, XPhone. Yeah. Okay, so now let's try to make a phone call through the blockchain. So the first phone call that we are going to do through the blockchain.
Maybe I call for them.
Okay, sure, yeah. Okay, so I just need to give a permission. Freeman, do you want to try? Sure. Yeah. Okay. Oh, no, Diana. So F-R-I-E-D-M-A-N, right?
Yes.
So I'll just say call.freeman. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Pick it up.
Yeah, pick it up. No, just press it.
Just press it.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you pretty well.
Yeah, good, good.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing, yeah? Yeah.
That's pretty dope, yeah.
Yeah. It's good?
It's great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Freeman. Yeah. So, this phone call should have been recorded on the blockchain. So, if we actually go, sorry. Oh yeah, okay. So there was a call, type.call, and then we actually hung up the phone call.
2 phones.
Yeah. Okay. So next, what else can a phone do?
Send a text message.
Send a text message. So I will send a text message to you. Okay, so message.freeman. Did you get it?
Yeah, just got it.
Yeah, so send SMS is already recorded, yeah. And the good thing is that you can both send SMS to the blockchain and also regular SMS. So you can do your T-Mobile SMS if you still do that, or you can do the blockchain. So anything you can switch between traditional mode and the blockchain mode. Okay, this is messaging. Okay, let's try to do one more. Okay, let's try to take the first blockchain selfie together. Okay? So, upload images. So I'll take a photo of everyone here, and then I will send it into the blockchain. So it will always be recorded on the blockchain. Yeah. So, oh, how do I switch this? Okay, say hello. Oh, it's a bit. Okay. Okay, so I'm uploading. Okay, upload success. So if, say for example, Freeman, you want to access that image. So you can fire up the browser in the middle. And then use FXTP protocol. And then type, I think the file name is New York, ny.jpg.imzac. Yeah. Yeah. So here goes. So this image is recorded on the blockchain.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's over there, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Image of the image.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, we are actually running out of time. We don't have a lot of time. So let's just go to the important thing. Yeah, one more thing. So we are actually announcing a new demo, a new showcase that the XPhone can do. So as we all know, these guys take all the money, has the highest PE, and it's actually killing all the other startups because they control so much of the data on the platform. So maybe creating a decentralized environment can actually make some changes. So what we want to do today is actually to showcase that, instead of like data being monopolized by the different big companies, maybe through using smart contract, we can not only cut out the middleman from the bank when we do Bitcoin transfer, but maybe also cut out the middleman that control certain different kind of data for internet. So when we want to create dApps, we essentially create different smart contracts. And when you inject the smart contract into the blockchain, which means that the data survives in the smart contract, and any app that wants to leverage on the data can actually fetch the smart contract and thus do different kind of stuff using the smart contract. So today we want to showcase to you for the first time to create a smart contract that's being injected by a yellow taxi company. So what we will do is that we will demonstrate to you a yellow cab from New York, and that yellow cab company would create their smart contract. And by them creating their smart contract, any developer can then fetch the smart contract, including themselves, and create their own car hailing app. And as a user, me as a user, and we as users can actually send information to the smart contract and do the car hailing process. So thus bypassing Uber, right? Okay, so I will do a demo for that. Okay, it's a little bit complicated. Back to. Hello? Yeah, hello? Marcus, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, okay. So this is a real live demo. So the taxi is actually down there, I mean in Midtown Manhattan. So this is a real taxi driver using an app which is fetching data from the smart contract. So what this app is doing is that it's waiting for its next ride. Yeah.
We're getting ready anyway.
Yeah. So Marcus, are you ready?
Okay, just watch what you say. We're on audio now.
Marcus,
Yes.
you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can. Barely,
Okay.
but we can hear you.
Great, great. So I will try to hail a cab by actually,
Don't tell him where you go.
okay. I won't tell him where I'm going. So this is all recorded on the blockchain. So where do you want to go? Sorry. So Central Park, okay. Central Park, South, or Central Park Zoo.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, Central Park Zoo. Okay, so from our location to Central Park Zoo, the price is $3.24 USDT, or Paxo, if any of you are from Paxo. Paxo is outside. So yeah, so I will call the car. Aha, okay. He's not getting it. Marcus. Yeah. Central Park Zoo. Okay, one more time. Call a car.
Because his is picking up. There we go.
Did you get it? Wait, let me see the Wi-Fi. The consensus, it should be correct. Marcus,
Yes.
can you off the app and then power up again?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Just hold on, please.
Should be on the chain. Yeah, place order. Yeah, so I place an order, I cancel the first order, and I place another order.
Okay.
Okay.
Just restarting everything here. Just one
Yeah,
sec.
yeah.
Okay, we restarted.
Okay, I'll try one more time.
There we
yeah,
go.
Okay, yeah, so you got it, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, here you see.
There's a yellow cap.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So we're gonna drive up to the location right now.
Uh-huh.
You can drive right up. We're like
Yeah.
30 seconds away.
Yes. So everything
not
is
yet.
actually
Once we arrive.
recorded here. So here you go, the first blockchain-powered e-hailing app. Yeah. Okay, Marcus, we are going to hang up, yeah? Yeah. Okay. So essentially, it's not just for Uber, but you can actually make it happen for basically decentralizing or making data free from the platform itself. Because we all know that as internet companies, the value is actually the control of data. whether it's Facebook or Uber. So by creating a decentralized environment, your data, our data, or whatever we do can actually be part of a smart contract, and hence giving the choice not just to the big companies, but to any startup, any developer that wants to develop apps. Next, I want to move a little bit from the FunctionX ecosystem that we have. So XPhone is actually the first demo, the first hardware that we are building on top of FunctionX. And because FunctionX is an ecosystem that is being powered by Android 9.0. It's basically a modified version of Android 9.0. And if you look at other elements, IPFS Docker is basically a improved version of current existing technology. So what happens is that not only you can use FunctionX for XPhone or for our XPOS, you can use it for any smart hardware. So you can use any smart hardware that works on Android and make it part of the blockchain ecosystem. So with this, we are also introducing a fund that we just created, which is called Quantum EAM Fund. So Quantum EAM Fund, partnering with PundiX, will be managing funds and also investing into companies that are actually, of course, first, the fund has to make money, right? That is the first objective. The second one is actually to support ecosystem companies that are using FunctionX technology to power the ecosystem. So the QEX fund is actually managed by two portfolio managers. Vic is actually the CEO. So Vic has a very successful history in the banking sector. And early this year, he has chosen to take the plunge and join a startup, which is our company. Vic previously is actually the Chief Risk Officer of Hong Kong Stock Exchange and also the Chief Operating Officer of Asia Transaction Banking for Bank of America. So Vic, together with Feng Chao, which is also a very experienced banker in Asia, will be managing the fund. So the mandate of the fund is obviously to make money for the LPs and, of course, to invest in the FunctionX ecosystem. So the last one is actually a FunctionX token. Because we know that every blockchain will have their own native coin. Same goes for FunctionX ecosystem. The FunctionX ecosystem will have its own native coin called FunctionX token. The FunctionX token will be initially reserved for PundiX token holders. We will, through certain mechanism, give early access to PundiX token holders first for our FunctionX token. And in the later stage, maybe we will be opening up to the public as well. So we haven't decided on the timeline yet, but any native blockchain will have its native token powering things like the XPhone and etc. So this is the use of the FunctionX coin. So we hope that the blockchain ecosystem is not just only for a banking solution. It should be more than that. It should be disrupting different areas, different sectors, and using the technology that we have, whether it's FunctionX or other blockchain technologies. We hope that the future can actually change, not just for banking, but other sectors using blockchain technology. So that's all from us, and thank you so much for coming. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure.
So your XPOS, well, you show a bunch of merchants
Mm-hmm.
and when they're making payments.
Yeah.
People are paying with crypto.
Yeah.
And what are the merchants collecting? Are they collecting the same crypto? So they've adopted your coin.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So our coin doesn't necessarily have to be part of the payment solution. In fact, most of the time, our coin is not part of the payment process. So what happens is that the user will be able to use Bitcoin, Binance coin, or whatever coin that is available on the XPOS, and they will pay with that coin. And the merchant, the default mode for the merchant would be to accept the money in the local fiat currency. So say, for example, the merchant is in Singapore, he will be accepting Singapore dollar, the equivalent amount. Of course, if the merchant wants to accept crypto, he or she can actually take the crypto as well. But the default mode is actually fiat.
So how does that happen?
Oh, okay. So we have a liquidation mechanism in the back end. So for example, you are buying a drink, and it's $1 So that you will pay with whatever cryptocurrency that you prefer. Say, for example, you want to pay with Binance token. So you would pay with Binance token, and we at the back end would do, the payment, the clearing, and the merchant would then get the $1. In fact, because now we are actually encouraging merchants to use the system, and because there's so few ways for cryptocurrency holders to spend their money, the cryptocurrency holders are actually willing to be charged an extra 1% to use their token. So we actually take the extra 1% and give it to the merchant. So instead of like Visa, the merchant gets charged 2.5% and they get paid 3 months later, we actually give them 1% extra. Yeah. So yeah.
So sorry, last question. So
Yeah.
That only works with the more popular coins,
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin, Ethereum. So any altcoins, if you don't have a back-end clearing,
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna work.
Yeah, that's right. So now we have quite a bit of inbound requests to list the different tokens. We are actually trying to prioritize the bigger tokens at the moment, but we're definitely very interested to list other altcoins, especially if the altcoins can have certain partnership with us in the sense that the altcoin company actually takes up like a random number, like 5,000 XPOS, so that the community in that altcoin environment can actually push up the uptake. This is what we want, yeah. Instead of getting paid to list the coins, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, yeah.
I was just curious about your airdrop,
Mm-hmm.
the unique airdrop program.
Yes, yeah, the MPXS airdrop program. Yeah, so the token unlock program is actually one of the mechanisms that we have, that we instituted for our ICO. So the token unlock is 7.316% every month until the end of next month. Then we drop the token unlock percentage to 2+%, yeah. So essentially, you hold the token, you get the extra benefit, yeah.
And one more question, can people in the US get the PundiX card?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. For ICO, we didn't allow U.S. citizens to invest, but the adoption PundiX card for sure. Yeah, we love to. Yeah.
How do you guys get paid?
Sorry.
How does your company get paid? Does they pay you a percentage, or how do you guys get paid?
Okay, so I mean the idea, of course, is that when the uptake is big enough, we would then come in and take a certain percentage of the fees. So we are not doing it right now. What we are focused on right now is to spread the XPOS to as many places as possible. And essentially, when you think of like having XPOS and XPhone everywhere in the world, powered by our token, I think that business model can be very interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is the XPOS backend and blockchain, is that facilitated on top of the Ethereum network?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Currently, the XPOS is powered by the Ethereum network and also the NEM blockchain. So we have XPOS, which is our generic XPOS, which is the one that most people see. And we also have, I think we have like, I don't know, we received 20,000 or something, like purchase requests from NEM. So that will be what we call the NEM XPOS. So the majority of them will be powered by the Ethereum blockchain, and some of them will be powered by the NEM blockchain. And moving forward, it will be powered by our FunctionX blockchain.
So you're doing a migration to your XFTP, I believe you call it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Would that increase the number of nodes? Obviously, your number of nodes would increase from there.
Yes. So the idea is actually to have at least 100,000 XPOS by the year 2021. We think that we will achieve that much earlier than the date. So all XPOS and all XPhone are potential nodes. Of course, we don't switch on the node like based on our free will. It has to be incentivized. So the merchant has to be incentivized enough to switch on the node because there might be some staking model. So, but we believe that we do have an advantage when it comes to the number of hardware nodes, yeah, to speed up the confirmation and also security. Yeah.
How do you compare the XPhone to the Syrian Labs? Syrian Labs are also releasing the
Yeah, so Syrian Lab is one of the companies that are or will release a blockchain phone. We don't know specifically how the detail will be, but for us, essentially, we are actually putting everything on the blockchain. I think not many company or no company is thinking of doing that at the moment. So really, even the source code of XPhone will be on the blockchain. Everything is decentralized, including the control or the management of the XPhone. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Cheers.